Hello guys and girls, welcome back to FX Capital Analysis and Forecasting. So we now at week 45, first week of November, and we very exciting that we will almost end 2020. We got another 2 more months to end 2020. So for this week 45, we have multiple pair and several pair that offer us very clean structure and pattern. So for this week, we will start with our top pair and followed by our wildcard. So the first pair we will start with gold USD. So gold USD, you can see in daily time frame price approaching descending channel, approaching this area. So what we looking for in this pair, I'm looking to buy setup from this pair, and we move to 1 hour time frame. In 1 hour time frame, we can see price at the very clean descending channel. So price approaching this double bottom. So this will be my setup, and for this pair, what I'm looking for is buy setup. I will set override in this area, which is double bottom. So in double bottom, I can set the ray line from this support area. What I'm looking for is price to move to the outside with this double bottom, and set the buy setup from this area and move to the outside. So the risk and reward quite 12% risk and reward in this pair. However, we understand when we override a double bottom or double top, there's another possibility price might move to this third touch. If we extend this trend line, price up another possibility, price approach and pull back from this area. So there's another possibility and probability from gold pair, very clean structure. We keep forecasting for this pair, and we understand the price action and the language that price offer from gold pair. Next we move to second pair, which is Australian dollar Japanese yen. First we zoom out in daily time frame. Price break descending channel and create bull flag. So what I'm looking for, price approach this area and move to the outside for 90% rules. So I extra extended this trend line. Firstly, we must move to 1 hour time frame first. In 1 hour time frame, price create descending channel in this area. So this is one of the trend line that happened in this bull flag in high time frame. So what we're looking for is price approach this area and touch this area and buy setup from this pair. Very clean structure. What I'm looking for to buy from this trend line, I will wait for risk or reduce risk entry and move to the upside. Other than that, that's all for this pair, only buy setup. Next we move to third pair is Euro New Zealand dollar. In Euro New Zealand dollar in high time frame, price at this ascending channel, so price pull back from this impulsive move, create a correction, impulse to the downside, move to 4 hour time frame. You see price impulse to downside, create a correction, pull back from this third touch, one touch, second touch, third touch, pull back from here, create a correction. So I expect price to touch this area and move to the downside. However, we remove our drawing and see the clean structure or the price action. So very clean structure from previously, price move and pull back impulsively to the downside. Now price at the correction phase. So what I'm looking for is price touch this area. This is considered a valid trade and move to the downside for the sell setup. So that's all for this pair. Sell setup, clean structure, wait for the flag to develop and move to the next pair. In Euro, the British Pound, the thought process for this pair, price at expanding channel. I can call this as expanding channel. One touch, third touch, second touch, price pullback impulsively. So price now at the corrective structure. And for our time frame, very clean structure. This price at the second touch and approaching for the third touch. We're going to trade at this area, pull back and move to the upside at the third touch. So this will be valid trade position, and what I'm looking for is buy setup and move to the upside. You can see if we copy the structure, this is what I'm looking for. Price move to the upside. So if price move to the upside impulsively, it will be massive and very mind-blowing if price move to the upside within the structure. So this pair very clean structure, valid trade, and I will keep mine this valid trade. So next we move to pound Japanese yen. In pound Japanese yen, in high time frame, price at the descending channel, price at the middle of structure. So another possible valid trade, we can see price impulse to the downside. Sorry, we start from here, price impulse to upside, impulse to downside, create a structure, and very typical structure. So what we're looking for in lower time frame, we move to 1 hour time frame. So what this can say, the thought process from this pair is move to the upside one more time, create a multi-touch structure. So multi-touch at the time frame and sell to downside. Alright guys, this will be the clean setup from this pair across the board. Pound Japanese yen is very long time that I'm not able to trade this pair because of the structure that offer very corrective for the past few months. So however, there's a setup that I developed from this pound Japanese yen. Last, for the top pair, New Zealand Swiss franc. New Zealand Swiss franc, you can see price at descending channel. This trend line is considered one trend line. I just extend from here just to have the clean structure from descending channel. So this is the impulse and break to the upside again. So whatever price developed from here is, I expect price to approach this area and move to the downside. However, we can see what the price offer us in lower time frame. So this will be 1, 2. I expect price to touch the second at the third touch. However, we aware this is another trend line. We zoom out one more time. Trend line from here. So there's a possibility price to move to the upside before touch this area. However, I'm going to take this position from this trend line first. So we understand price had the possibility to move to the upside. However, I will wait price to develop flag before move to the downside. So I take very low risk. I will take reduced risk entry. Price develop to move to the downside, and this will be the setup. I will wait for any tight flag to develop and move to the downside. So that's all for this week for top pair, and we move to our wildcard. Wildcard in general, quite a clean structure. First, we move to first pair, which is Euro Canadian dollar. Euro Canadian dollar, we understand that price move to this area and create a U pattern and have a correction from this area. And I expect price to move to the downside. However, in lower time frame, I expected price to move to the upside. I will wait for price to develop structure in this flag. One touch, second touch, third touch, and fourth touch from this area, and move to the upside from this pattern. And this will be the setup, buy setup from the outside. So that's all from this pair. quite a middle of structure, so will be considered a valid trade position and move to the outside. Next we move to British USD, Pound USD. You can see price at a very expanding channel move to downside, slightly descending, and we can see price impulse to outside and pull back as impulsive move to the outside, pull back, create a correction, very typical structure, and I expect price to move to the downside. However, we can see in 1 hour time frame. So I will wait for sell setup from this pair, and I will pop one red line from here to capitalize a double top, and I will wait price to approach this area, pull back, create a flag, and move to downside. So there will be the flag, there will be this flag as a bear flag, reduce risk entry, and move to the upside, move to the downside as a sell setup. However, I understand the price have possibility to make a touch from here, so there's another possibility that I must aware. That's all for Pound USD. Last pair in wildcard is New Zealand Canadian dollar. New Zealand Canadian dollar, we approaching this descending channel. However, price create a deep correction and move to the outside. And in 1 hour time frame, I pop one red line from here, so I will able to capitalize price move to the downside with the at that area. And I will wait for price create any ascending channel and move to the outside. Either I want to enter a risk entry or reduce entry. I will wait for any flag from here and move to downside. If I take risk entry, I will extend my stop loss above this high probability area. So if I move to the downside, it will be massive and mind blown. So that's all for forecasting from this pair. And guys, remember to keep your risk in place. So normally in election, there's many and multiple volatilities, so be extra careful when you enter the position. I highly suggested if you widen a little bit your stop loss, because there will be huge slippage. If you not understand what is slippage, you can Google it. Slippage will be the spread will be a little bit higher and might be able to take you out before price move to the direction that you're forecasting. So be extra careful, a little bit wider your stop loss, and if you trail your stop loss in profit, I suggest you to widen a little bit so it's not going to take you out early. In election day, there will be massive move if the price move towards your forecasting, but remember, if you're not able to enter when the price impulse, just let it go, let the price move. If you're not comfortable to enter this week, just let it go, and we going to trade for the next weeks and let all the dust stop about the election, all the election news and everything stop. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube and our Instagram. Goodbye.